Hey, good morning, everyone. Going to take a sec again just to make sure that we are connected. And to also say that, again, for today's practice, we will need some type of either rolled up blanket, pillow, cushion, something for you to sit on while we're doing our meditation this morning. And this one today is really coming at you from a space of thinking about where we're at energetically, where we're at from a moon cycle perspective as well. So we're like at the halfway point right now between, we just had this kind of intense full moon in Scorpio that's all about this shedding and this transformation and kind of letting the past die a bit. Um, and I think most of the things that we've been seeing are those things kind of falling away without really our control. There have been a lot of things that we've been grieving, a lot of things that we've been trying to process the loss of. So, we're trying to deal with that, figure out how to let that go and move forward in a way. But then we're also 1 week away from the new moon in Gemini, which is this very like collective, creative, new energy that's coming in to really show us how we're showing up in the world, morning, how we're showing up in the world, and how we are seeing ourselves through others, how they act as mirrors to us. So, in that mindset of trying to figure out how do we make space to let new things come in, because the reality is we're dealing with COVID, we're dealing with new routines, we're dealing with trying to figure out what our new normal is, what our new identity may feel like, and just kind of ping ponging back and forth, trying to figure out like, what am I without my job right now? What am I without this particular role that I'm used to stepping into? Maybe a role that I fit within my friendship groups, maybe a role that I fit in at work, maybe within my family. As all of these things are kind of different and being reformed and being moved away, we have more space to just be with what is and be with ourselves and figure out how we want to bring that and bring our best selves into this next chapter that's coming up. So we have a really cool Kriya today. It helps to release past karmas, which is great because when we're trying to invite new things into our life, the last thing we want to do is be a little bit hesitant or fearful for the quote unquote wrong reasons. There is no right or wrong, but there are areas where we may not lean into something because we're afraid of how that turned out last time for us, or when we encountered a certain type of personality, maybe how that conflict came up, or maybe we reacted in a way that we didn't like ourselves, and now we're not liking sort of that identity that we're attached to. So the Kriya for today is Kirtan Kriya, and it works with a really fun balancing mudra where we're going to go between each of the fingertips and we will repeat this Sa Ta Nama. And this is a bit of a Bij mantra or a seed mantra because these are the different components of whenever we say Sat Nam, truth is my identity, it's these components, Sa Ta Nama, Sat Nam. And when we break these up into 4 different places, we have identity, birth, death, and rebirth. And so again, it's really honoring that whole transformative cycle, that whole idea of, okay, we need to kind of let the past die, let that fall away. The time is what it is now, and time spent sort of grieving for the past or grieving for those things to come back is sort of time wasted that we could be spending on what's coming next, allowing that in with open arms. So We are going to do a 31-minute meditation today. And you might be really excited about that. You might be shitting yourself a little bit because you didn't want to have to sit down for that long today. But anytime we're in this great phase, it's a really good time to get a little bit of a deeper practice in, again, to just really sit with yourself and see what happens. So we've been kind of working up to this. We've done 3 minute, we've done 9 minute, we've done 11. And now we're getting up to 31 because I really want to offer you guys an opportunity to balance everything, because not only are we balancing the circulatory system, we're going to work on the glandular system today. We're going to work on everything that's just going to bring the positive, negative, neutral mind all within balance, balance the body, balance the circulation, and just get us into this place where we are aligned with our wholeness that is already here, even though we feel off kilter. Okay. I feel I'm getting a bit rambly, so let's move on to doing just a bit of warm up, a bit of balancing the chakras before we get into that meditative space. So bring yourself in a seated cross-legged position. We'll get ready to tune in here. So tuning in with that Adi mantra 3 times, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. You really want to call on that creative consciousness, especially today when we're going to be sitting with ourselves. Some thoughts may bubble up. Can we just witness what is there? So we want to call on those guides. We want to turn on our Wi-Fi to stay connected to that for today. So allow your hands to come to heart center, create a little bit of heating and activating energy, just rubbing the palms together. Maybe taking a moment here to just set an intention for today's practice as well. So bringing that focus to the third eye, bringing that gaze inward and upward. Some breathing in through the nose and out through the nose completely. And when you have that intention in your mind's eye, find stillness at heart center. Make sure you can feel the knuckles of the thumb against the chest or against the thymus. Take a few moments here to do some long, deep breathing. So breathing that's going to originate from the diaphragm area. Feeling that belly push out. Feeling the ribs widen out to the side. And on the exhale, really feeling that spine lengthen as you're rooted from the base of the spine, everything that's connected to the ground, elongating up through the crown of the head. Follow the inhale and the exhale. Trying to make the breathing as smooth and fluid as possible. Taking a moment to have gratitude for yourself, for making space for yourself today. To give yourself the care and the compassion that you need. To let your body communicate those needs to you, so that you can in turn communicate that to yourself and to others in your life. So on your next inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down and back so that they sit just a little bit lower than before. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on root lock. So squeeze the anal sphincter, the sex organs. Feel that pressure as you visualize energy radiating from the base of your spine, spiraling up all the way through the crown of your head. And exhale slowly through the nose. Keep that gaze inward and upward at the third eye. Let the hands come down onto the knees. Take a moment here to witness the space that you've created. So scanning the body, notice how your energy is moving. Notice where you may have created a bit of expansion already just from your breath, projecting out. And also notice, without judgment, where you still may be carrying a bit of tension in your body. As we move through the warm-up today, as we move through a bit of breathing, as we move through the meditation, see how you're able to release that tension with every exhale. Imagine it calming you like being washed with warm water. Or sunlight, or any sensation that's comforting to you. Very good. Okay, when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Bring yourself onto your mat now. We're going to warm up the spine a little bit with cat-cow. So we'll bring ourselves onto all fours, allowing here for our knees to be situated underneath the hips, allowing for the hands to be underneath the shoulders. If you have any wrist pain here, as always, you can always just make your hands into fists and allow that to support you. So begin flexing the spine here. So on the inhale, let the belly drop, let the chest come forward. On the exhale, we're rounding out, pushing away from the floor. So begin breathing here, inhaling, exhaling through the nose. Keeping that gaze at the third eye, getting some flexibility here. Moving at whatever pace feels right to you.
Good. On your next exhale, stay in that rounded out position. And then inhale in this position as well. Feel the breath in the back of your body. As you exhale, lower down onto your heels, onto child's pose. You can either let the hands come out in front of you or let them rest down at your side, whatever feels more comfortable. Let the forehead come down to the mat and do some long, deep breathing here. Again, we're inviting breath into the back of the body, into the shoulder blades, into the back of the rib cage, the lower back. You maybe even feel it in the back of the legs. Letting that breath originate from the belly, from the diaphragm. As we're thinking here of new things that we'd like to invite into our life. On your next exhale, just release one thing that you have been meaning to let go of. Breathe it out into the mat. On your next inhale, bring the palms underneath the shoulders. Use those hands to push yourself up slowly so that the head is the last thing to lift. Allow yourself to come up to standing. We're going to get a little bit of a stretch into the back. I will do my best to stay in frame. We're going to do a little bit of starfish sort of bending. So let the feet come wide as far as the hips. The hands are going to be out parallel to the side. And this will be your inhale position. So on the inhale, we'll stay up. On the exhale, we'll just let opposite hand to opposite foot come down and touch. And then on the inhale, we're raising back up. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Grounding through all four corners of the feet. Let the head stay soft here. Be mindful of any tension you may be carrying in the shoulders, the neck, the muscles on the face. Good. We're really feeling that stretch here in the back of the leg. If it's a bit too intense, give yourself as much bend in the knee as you need. Good. We'll do one more on each side. When you've completed, come back up for one last inhale. Exhale for one big forward fold here. A little bit of long, deep breathing while you're in this fold. Again, give yourself as much bend in the knee as you need. So if you're bending forward, hinging at the hips, and this is way too intense, give yourself a little bit of a bend just so that you can Get into that stretch without causing any more harm or injury to the back of the legs or the lower back. If you're looking to stretch out that bend, focus on all four corners of the feet supporting you to give yourself a little bit more lift. Good. Okay, let the hands come up to the thighs, right above the knees. Use those hands to push yourself up and lift yourself back to a standing position. Very slowly so that we avoid any type of dizziness. And when you're back up, you can bring yourself back down to seated. We got 2 more warm-ups here. So next one, seated in a cross-legged position. Allow the hands to come onto the tops of the shoulders here. Fingers in front, thumbs in back. Again, we're gonna move with the breath. So the breath is originating from the belly. We'll get a little bit of flex in the side of the ribs here. So keeping the arms parallel, keeping the elbows lifted. Twist to the left as you inhale, twist to the right as you exhale. Again, just getting a little bit of flex here. We don't want to overdo it. You just want to open up the rib cage, open up a bit of the shoulder blades. We're almost there. Keep those elbows lifted. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale. Let the arms come down onto the tops of the knees. And we'll do some neck rolls now. So we're going to rotate the neck as we outline with the nose. So imagine you're drawing a circle. And we will be inhaling as we rotate up, exhaling as we rotate down. Any direction that you'd like. We'll switch it up in just a minute. Good. On your next exhale, take a moment to pause and then begin rotating in the opposite direction. Still inhaling up, exhaling down. Okay, slowly begin to make your circles smaller and smaller until you find a neutral space at center. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Very good. Okay. So that completes all that we are going to be doing today from a warming up the body standpoint. So now I would invite you to get a rolled up blanket, get a cushion, get something that can give you some relief for the amount of time that we're going to be seated. It is very likely that your legs might fall asleep, the longer that you sit, the more that you're going to feel restless, and the more you're going to not want to sit and stay. And it's all a part of the process. I will say that if you need to stretch out your legs, if you need to, give some attention to your shoulders or anywhere else in your body, please be trust that feeling and do whatever you need to do. But also know that the magic comes from sitting in this space, staying with the Kriya. And even if you can't, if you need to take time to drop out or you need to take a minute to attend to your legs, find a way to do so that you're still following with the mantra. Find a way so that you're still in that rhythm, because continuing with the rhythm, continuing with the chanting, continuing to be sort of in the zone, that's where you're going to get all of that connections from your brain coming in. Your brain's going to continue to secrete those feel-good hormones, the things that tell your glandular system, your respiratory system, endocrine system, hey, everything is good here. We can relax. We're not in a type of fight or flight mode. So just a little prep. Again, we're going to be doing Kirtan Kriya. So it is Sa Ta Na Ma. And the mudra, your hands will be on top of the knees. And for Sa, we're going to connect the thumb and the index finger. On Ta, we move next to the middle finger. Na, the ring finger. And Ma, the pinky. So it will just be, so you can see. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And with this recording, we go through different phases. So for the first set, we will be chanting and projecting the way that we do anytime we tune in, any other time that we do mantra. So we will be projecting it from the belly, saying it in a way that has like a certain command presence to it, right? You'll hear on the track a little bit of a ding or a chime that will let you know when we're moving into the next phase. So we say it out loud. Then the next phase is we're going to whisper Satanama. Then for the middle, we're just mentally focusing on it. Then we're going to build back up. You'll hear another chime, we'll whisper, you'll hear another chime, and we'll say it out loud. So we're going to kind of like start big, go down a little bit to a whisper, to a silent, then back to a whisper, then back to chanting. But like I said, you'll hear on the meditation, you'll hear the cue that it will ding before you're supposed to do that. So do your best. I'm tempted to say good journey. And yeah, just find a way to have compassion and patience for yourself in the meditation. Whatever comes up, Kundalini is all about release. So whatever comes up, just find a way to breathe through it. Find a way to Marie Kondo it in a way. So like, thank you for what you're trying to tell me, and we'll just let it go. I don't need to intellectualize or continue the story of these thoughts. So let me get my track playing and we will begin.
Satanama, 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 Satanama,
So whispering now, keeping the posture, keeping the mudra, keeping that gaze at the third eye. So it's a whisper, but like you're trying to fog up a window with your breath.
we're just mentally vibrating. Keeping the mudra, keeping the gaze at the third eye. You're doing great.
More than halfway. You got this. Stick with that rhythm. Stick with that mantra. Moving back into a whisper soon.
Satanama, 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 Satanama,
Sadanama, 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 Sadanama. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Stretch out those legs. Oh, mine are for sure asleep. Get some more movement in there. Tend to your body whatever way you need to before we make ourselves down onto our backs for deep relaxation. I want to say congrats to you for making it through. Now you know you can do a 31-minute meditation and sit with yourself. And you also had the experience now to practice one of the most effective meditations that we have for the time that we're living in, to just let the past be in the past, let all of that karma fall away, and just be open to whatever's coming next. So that was Naranjan Kaur's version. If you're looking it up, if you're on Spotify or iTunes, or you want to download it from Spirit Voyage, it's there for you. So just bring yourself lying down onto your back now. Let your feet spread as wide as your mat. Let your arms fall away from the sides of your body. Palms facing up. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. As you relax your breath, allow yourself to sink deeper into your support. Integrating all of that work that you did today, feeling the energy circulate through your body. Relax the tops of the feet. Relax the ankles, calves and knees. Relax the thighs. Relax the hips. Relax the lower back. As you relax the breath, relax the ribs and the shoulder blades. Again, sinking deeper into your support. Relax the hands. Relax the wrists. Relax the elbows and the shoulders. Relax the neck. Relax the jaw so that there's space between the teeth. The muscles on the face. Brow, forehead, scalp are all at ease. As you rest and integrate, allow your 3 trillion plus cells to heal your body. Slowly begin to deepen your breath as you return back to your body in this moment in time and space. As you deepen your breath, invite tiny movements into your fingertips and toes. Begin to rotate the hands around the wrists and the feet around the ankles in all directions. On your next inhale, bring the feet together, bring the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And just like you're waking up in the morning. On your next exhale, bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock from side to side. Giving the lower back, the kidneys and the adrenals a little massage. From here, rub together the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet briskly. Rub the tongue against the roof of the mouth. And from here, either rock and roll along the spine at least 3 times to come to seated, or simply turn yourself over to one side and push yourself up with your hand. So we'll finish today's practice by singing the Long Time Sunshine song.
taking a moment to reconnect with that intention for today's practice, as we are reminded that we are all here with baggage, different kinds. And it's our job to unpack that and our job to make a choice about what we're going to continue to travel with us and what needs to get out so that we can make space for what's coming next for this new season of inviting others into our lives, even amidst everything that's happening in the world. So take a moment, bring those hands at heart center. When we're singing a long time sunshine song, again, first time, if there's any baggage that you still may be holding on to, send some vibes that way. And for the second time, send it out to anyone in your life that you know who may be struggling, who may be having a hard time letting go and opening to new opportunities. So bring those hands at heart center. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to sing. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Sat Nam. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be holy. May we find the strength and the compassion to let the past die and open ourselves up to new opportunities. Satnam. Thank you so much again for sharing your practice with me today. I am fantasizing about the day when we can all be in person again. If you have any questions about today's practice or want to share experiences, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am thinking of you always. Satnam.